Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Indian Racing League. This is a brand new season of F2. We have been having the F2 seasons in the past, and this is season 3 of the F2 Championship with absolutely equal and spec cars. And joining me in the comms post tonight is someone who has helped us to put all of this together in just a matter of weeks. That's Jin Sanity. Jin in the house. Jin, how are you doing? And how do you rate this season? How excited are you to see everything coming to fruition finally?
Thank you for the introduction, Malav. I'm pretty interested to see how this F2 season pans out. I took part in the inaugural F2 season, and I realized that it's pretty much fair and even ground because it's just pure driving at the end of the day. Because you don't have things like ERS to maintain or stuff, so it's just pure pace and driving. So I'm looking forward to how this season goes along. The administrative work was a bit of a headache, but then again, all administrative work is. Being an HR yourself, I think you can share some experience on that. But yes, I look forward to how this F2 season will pan out. Formula 2, for those of you who don't know, is as Malav said earlier, it's equal and spec cars. So it's just whoever has put in the most hours, or if you're Nova West, if you just show up to the lobby, you'll probably win the race. Um, so in F2, the rules work a little differently compared to what it is in Formula 1. There's two races as opposed to just the one in Formula 1. The first race is called the feature race, which is the longer of the two, and the second one is called the sprint race. Um, so in the case of a feature race, you have to do a mandatory pit stop, but it can only be done once you have done 3 full laps on the set of tires that you started on. And under the VSC, the mandatory pit stop does not count. And yeah, that's the utmost basics of what the drivers need to know. We also have one-shot qualifying, so a lot of fast drivers could end up making a mistake, and you never know what the grid is going to look like once it starts.
Absolutely, one shot qualifying. That means you get only one shot at setting your grid or finalizing your grid for the feature race. And I think if I just can add to that is I believe the top 8 results are reversed, right, in terms of grid order for
Yes, it
the
is. Whoever
sprint
the
race.
top 8 is, yeah, in the feature race, it's reversed. So P8 starts P1 in the sprint race, P7 P2, and so on and so forth. So, Malav, what are your expectations from Formula 2? Considering that you have taken part in a few Formula 2 races in the past,
Yeah.
what is your experience with these cars? So to speak?
2020, yeah, obviously 2020 was the only season where I participated. It's very difficult to downshift in this car for some reason. I was talking to some drivers in the party, and the first experience I had of driving a Formula 2 car on these Codemasters games was, it felt I was not running. I didn't have a front wing. That the loss of downforce is just something else to experience,
Uh,
and yeah. So
Interesting that you say that it feels like you don't have a front wing, because Nova's
no,
strategy always has been to break his front wing.
yeah. So, well, I like my setups understeery, but not that understeery. But yeah, I think the drivers are finally ready to take this show to Portimao in the Algarve region of Portugal. So, should be a fun race. It's a very good track. I like it a lot. I'm not sure how much
I
racing will be able to because there is no DRS, or rather, sorry, there is no ERS. DRS obviously will be activated after lap 3.
It is going to be interesting because in the F1 cars itself, you can feel loss of traction on some corners, and F2, which has lesser downforce than Formula 1 cars, so it should be a brand new challenge for our drivers as well.
Yeah.
Considering that most of them don't devote that much time to F2 as they do to F1.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that, Jen. You are, at least for me and probably for a lot of others as well, you are the go-to person for setups. So, how do setups vary when it comes to Formula 2 versus a Formula 1 setup? Is it drastically different, or do you just, bump up the wings?
It is quite different because in an F2 car, again, like, you can't make the car too soft as you would, because you can get away with that in Formula 1, but if you make the car too soft in Formula 2, it doesn't work. So you need to keep tinkering around a lot. And that being said, we have started with our qualifying, which is one shot. So let's see how it goes. Malav, take us on board with Nova West.
Yeah, I'm trying. We're on board with Nova West, and Jin, take us through the
Yes,
lap of the circuit.
I will. As he approaches turn one right now, brakes well enough, carrying a lot of speed into these corners. I don't know the corner names, so I'm just gonna refer them by turn number. As he heads up to the end of sector 1, oh, that was very nearly an invalidation there, but luckily kept it still on track. And we have already had our first invalidation. As he heads up to what is the trickiest section of this track, the elevation change which is going to happen now. This corner catches a lot of people out in Formula 1. Let's see, can he maintain good traction through it? Nova, oh, that's planted. That was extremely planted by Nova. Brilliantly done. Takes the fast uphill left down to this right-hander, which is a late apex corner. Misses the apex slightly, but doesn't compromise his exit too much. Takes the fast uphill left going into it. Another hard braking zone. Does he touch the apex this time? Oh, he does. I felt like the car got caught on downshift there. Another turn coming up right now, and he's just one more corner left before you start on the start-finish straight. Has to lift off slightly in these cars. It's full flat in Formula 1 cars, and as he approaches the finish line, he goes P2. So HVP showing how much pace he has. The 125.915 by HVP could be the driver to watch out for.
Absolutely, HVP on the front row, and there's the pace which seems to be missing as far as his F1 season is concerned. But right from the word go, and a pole by 3 tenths, so that's not a small margin at all. You can see the top two are quite some way ahead from the rest of the field, as Quick Killer, who was the Constructors Champion last season, along with Arjun Anusha, lining up in P3 and P4. Different teams this season.
Look at the gap between Quick Killer and Arjun, though. It's 0.002 seconds.
It is so close. Probably explains why they were Constructors Champions as well. They were very, very consistent and gave Noah a very tough battle until the last race, where they finally clinched the Constructors Champion. I think VFix made a mistake somewhere in the lap, because I believe when Noah approached the hairpin in sector 1, VFix was still P2 behind HVP.
I think he might have locked up quite a bit, because he does drive ABS off, so I think it might have been a huge lockup which might have caught him out.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there any... Yeah, go on, Jen.
There's a trick to starting these F2 cars. So you can't keep low revs because the turbo doesn't kick in. So if you keep low revs, it's almost like anti-stall kicks in for these F2 cars. So you have to start with quite a good amount of accelerator, at least more than half on the acceleration bar, in order to get the turbo boost that you need to start the lap. But again, like, it's very but slightly going over the limit will result you to spin. So
yeah, I did have an issue with the race starts as well. I'm poor on starts in Formula 1 as well, but in F2 especially, I was trying out some starts. I think this was last game, not this game. Oh, and it's fully wet. Oh my god, I am pretty sure this is full wet, because you can see puddles and standing water in the pit lane.
Also, Formula 2 does not have intermediate tires, so even if there's a little bit of rain, they have to drive with full wets.
Yeah, they have to do full wets. I was just going to talk about tires, in that they don't have to stick to the qualifying tire. They can choose to start the race on any tire which they like. But now I think everyone obviously will start on the same full wets, the blue wall tire. So no one will really get a strategic advantage. Let's see who keeps it clean on lap 1.
You can definitely pull off a zero stop in the rain, because the rules only state for the dries that you need a mandatory pit stop. I may be wrong about this. I'm just going to check up on the rules once of real life F2, and I'm going to get back to you on that. But as far as to my knowledge, I think a no stopper is possible in Formula 2 in the wets, in the feature race.
Alright, we'll get to know soon enough if that is indeed the case. HVP leading the field through sector 1, and you can see the conditions are so treacherous right now, and I'm not sure about the traction on these cars. I felt I had to check 2 or 3 times whether my traction was not on medium or full when I was trying out a lap on this circuit.
The thing with these F2 cars is that a lot of us, we are in Formula 1 cars, we are used to taking corners in a slightly higher gear. But however, the problem with F2 is that if you take it in a higher gear, for example, if you exit the uphill right, which is a 4th gear corner in Formula 1, you have to exit this in 2nd. Otherwise, you'll never get the turbo boost out of corners in order to be fast enough.
You can see Shah right now, and he's just doing some slides. I think that's his way to probably get some temperature in his tires. I'm not sure. But he's
Yes,
having fun out there. And
the rules do state that if it's a wet weather race, then you don't have to, unless the driver has used wet weather during the feature race. I mean, I think that it states that you can pull off a zero stop, but Portimao especially is known for high tire wear. No matter how you look at it, no matter what car you drive, so they will pit at least once.
yeah, we'll see what happens. 19 laps to go, so it's a fairly long race. It's not going to be a short race for these drivers, and especially in these wet conditions, it is going to be
The
a
car
bit
is
of a
going to
stretch.
slide around so much. So now, let's see which driver can. I mean, I do expect some drivers to get. I do expect, like, let's say half of the grid to get penalties. So that's 7 drivers out of 14. So yeah, let's see how it pans out for our drivers right now as they all line up. Just the two Prema boys left: Abdul Samad, who's making his debut with IRL in the F2 division, and Redstone Duck, who's now they're gonna line up on the grid. And as they line up on the grid, take us through the start, Malav.
Absolutely, I'm getting a good view of the front row of the grid, as HUP has mentioned in the comments that he has forgotten or to check the forecast. So maybe his car is set up for the drive. We'll know in the first few laps, as there are 3, 4, 5 lights on the grid. It's a big long hold and lights out, and away we go. It's a good start from Noah West. I think he's already past HUP, who's losing places left, right and center there. He's down to P4 already, and as we approach turn 1, Arjun Arun Shah settling into P3, and Quick Killer is challenging Noah for turn of the first position. Oh, that Shah, that has not gone down well for him. He has ran into the back of Quick Killer. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. Noah has the lead. Arjun Arun Shah in P2 and Quick Killer P3. HUP, not a great start from him in P4.
Yes, definitely. I feel like HVP might have tried the F1 way of starting the car, which may have caused him to not exactly enter anti-stall, but look like it took a long time for the power to get down. I've not driven the F2 cars this year that much, so in the wets it's unknown for me as much as it would be to most of the drivers on the grid right now. But Noah looks comfortable. His car looks the most planted right now. He's already pulled out a second on Arjun Arun Shah.
Absolutely. And Quick Killer has lost a position to HUP. Racing Gupta. What happened to Racing Gupta out of that corner? Completely lost his car. And we're still in P6, but I think Redstone Dub has made up positions. There's a yellow flag once again. That's Kilvil Pandey, who has lost his car. There's a virtual safety car already.
And Indic Gamer doesn't have a front wing right now, so I think something must have happened between Indic and even Kill Bill is, I think, missing the end plate on his front right wing. If you can just check that, Malav.
Yeah, he is missing an end plate on his right hand side of the front wing, so maybe pit stops coming for both of them. It's just not possible to drive without your wing elements. But virtual safety car is there. Arjun Arun Shah has closed up to Nova. So these two were neck and neck in plenty of races last season, and they seem to have picked up right from the left.
Arjun, who disappointing for us that he couldn't sign up as a driver in F1. And Indic Gamer gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But as I was saying, Arjun, a driver who we missed quite a lot in the F1 division, coming back to F2. So
yeah, it's always good to see him racing. One of the faster guys in the league, and he has shown tremendous racecraft over the years. Arjun Arun Shah, just as we were saying, he's got a drive through. Yeah, and that is for speeding. I was watching the gap at the front between Nova West, and it just kept coming down between Arjun and Nova. There's a yellow flag once again, not sure who that is for. But yeah, he tries to. It almost looked like he was trying to overtake Nova or trying to close up to Nova under the VSC. And because of that, he has a drive through now. And that has completely ruined his chances for a podium and brings the likes of Quick Killer, VFix, and maybe even Racing Gupta into the fight.
VFix, meanwhile, in the car of the first ever Chinese driver who will take part in Formula 1 next season, Guan Yu Zhu, chasing down Quick Killer right now. as it is, these cars are not. They get the default number system that is there in Formula One. So it's kind of weird to see VFix race without the 24 on his on the front of his car. But I mean, it's just nitpicking at that point.
It is, and he is absolutely on the back of Indic Gamer. It's a big lift onto the final corner. He might have to be careful as going round the outside of Quick Killer. He might have got a warning in the process, but they're going side by side on the main straight. Quick Killer is still considerably alongside, so this might not be an easy overtake just yet. VFix yields for now, I think. Indic Gamer is retired. He has retired at sector 2, and there's a virtual safety car once again. VFix drives down the inside but just brakes. He just cannot overtake right now because of those yellow flags and virtual safety car. But yeah, that was the first taste of a real battle for these people in wet conditions.
I mean, if you're Arjun, you do realize that you have to take a drive-through penalty as well. So
yeah, had he started his drive-through before the VSC came out?
No, he hasn't, because
he did not. Yeah, he did not. But I'm saying, had he done that, the game wouldn't ask him to serve a drive-through again, right?
Yes.
So that could have benefited him a little bit. The field is quite spread out right now. Further back, Abhi and Abdul Samad are fighting, but we just cannot keep our eyes off this battle as the top two once again are streaking away. Shah gets a drive-through.
Drive-through penalty. That's unfortunate for Shah right now. Indic Gamer has this session. I should just ask him to join that.
Yeah, although Indic Gamer has DNF'd, so it's probably fine.
No, but there's one more race to go, so.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot that. Riding on board with Restaurant Derp right now, you can see how much downforce and grip he's losing behind the likes of Racing Gupta and VFX, who are fast drivers themselves. But Quick Killer has kind of made a good gap on VFX, and VFX might have to worry about Racing Gupta rather than overtaking Quick Killer. Let's see what Racing Gupta does.
Gupta and Redstone as well is quite close behind Gupta right now. Unfortunately, no DRS, so slipstream is the only thing they have on these straights. Right now with spec cars, you see it very well that with spec cars, especially with lower downforce like F2 cars have, the rain does show you the difference between someone who's more confident with their car versus someone who's not. So as you can see right now, VFix was more than a second behind, has caught up by nearly 8 tenths in, I'd say, about 4 corners.
He has caught up a lot. So once again putting the pressure on.
He just had a small contact with Quick Killer right there. It hasn't broken his wing.
And Racing Gupta is through. And Racing Gupta is through. So is Redstone Derp. So VFix losing 2 positions in a matter of 1 corner there. Shah gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And
Redstone just lost the. It looked like Redstone lost the back end of his car there, and he did. So
he
gets tired of Redstone again.
He is, but Racing Gupta, can he do what VFix couldn't in just 1 try? Because if this goes on for long, and once these drivers do get settled in, it will be that much harder to overtake. Because right now they are still prone to making mistakes, but once they get a few laps under their belt, it will be all the more difficult to make a pass. But Racing Gupta is very, very close, within 5 tenths, within 4 tenths, within overtaking distance, I would say.
I think with slipstream, because it's the rain and you don't. Oh, Novas is the fastest lap, and Arjun just, I think, went into the pits to serve his
drive-through. So Arjun in the drive-through that will promote.
He should come out behind Sid Venkatesh at this point if Sid can get a good final sector going on. Gupta closing ever the more, but unfortunately just can't get the move done right now.
And he goes wide there. He might be under pressure from VFix here. And Abdul Samad, I thought it was Arjun and Shah, but Abdul gets a 3-second time penalty for extending track limits. And Racing Gupta under pressure from VFix here. VFix losing the car a little bit. It seems every time I'm going on board with someone, there's just that twitchy feeling.
It's the turbo lag which is catching people out. So
well, we have heard of spectator lag, and now we have turbo lag. That's a lot of lags. VFix losing the car once again under pressure from Redstone Derp. He keeps his 5th place for now.
Position for now, but I think the problem for Redstone is that out of some corners, VFix just gets a better exit than he does. So he just increases the gap bit by bit. So he has to rely on a mistake right now by VFix.
Yeah, and it's kind of role reversal right now. Yesterday it was VFix who was chasing someone else in the rain. Today it is him trying to defend, but at the same time trying to keep up with Racing Gupta and trying to make a move on him.
Arjun is going on the inside of Abdul Samad, and does he get the move done? Yes, he does. That was a textbook move there by Arjun Aruncha. So definitely overtaking is possible, but you do need to. I think you need to visualize your overtakes a bit. Oh, VFix nearly lost the car again right there. So you do need to visualize your overtakes a bit on this track. Gupta going wide again on the start-finish straight.
Chasing Quickiller once again, and he's very close.
I don't think he's not close enough.
It's not close enough, but he has pressured. Yeah, he has put some pressure on Quickiller, which is why he's going wide. You can see the crank, or rather hear the crank of the gearbox just trying to upshift and downshift. That's how much load is going through the gearbox, but Racing Gupta right now can see
HVP,
the potential.
I think HVP made a mistake or something. He's dropped quite far behind.
Racing Gupta and Quickiller collide. Quickiller comes back on the racing line. What does VFix do? They're side by side.
I think VFix has to be smart and not try and overtake through that. It's a notoriously difficult zone. Saying that, Gupta does get the move done. Now, if you're VFix and Redstone Dub, you have to get past Quickiller soon, because Quickiller looks like he's struggling.
He is definitely struggling. VFix is trying to go around the outside. He might have to switch it to the inside. Let's hope these two keep it in one piece. They have so far. And it's Quickiller approaching the braking zone ahead, but VFix might go all the way around the outside. What a move this is going to be. He is just about ahead. There's a left-hander coming up. They are giving each other enough space there. And VFix has finally made it through. What a move. Very opportunistic.
Very... He had the cojones to keep his throttle stuck open all that time there.
Yeah, definitely. That was really well done. And up ahead, Nova once again extending his gap, is putting fastest lap after fastest lap. And
Nova is driving like Lewis Hamilton was in today's Qatar GP. It's almost like he's on a dry track while everyone else is driving in the wets with the way he's driving right now.
Yeah, spectating Arjun Aruncha, the man who was in P2, he is about to get an overtake. Oh, Racing Gupta gets a 3-second time penalty, but watching it, how wide does he go, Arjun Aruncha? He's going to get the place. He might have got a warning in the process, but he's up into P8, and there are still enough laps for him to get at least Sid Venkatesh, if not Quickiller. So that will be a solid recovery drive from... Which team is it? It's not the Racing Point, I know.
It's the HWA. It's the HWA.
Okay. HWA
I mean, they are just... unfortunately, Cody's haven't dropped the 2021 updated liveries yet, so this is last year's. So, yeah, you can call it the mini Racing Point until the livery drops.
Let's call it the HWA. I'll make sure I remember that.
Arjun goes wide again. I just noticed it. Arjun went wide again. And he's broken his end plate. No wonder he's struggling with front downforce that much. Look at his end plate right now. It's broken.
Oh, just hang on. I'm watching this battle between Manan and Abhi. Abhi has gone wide. He just overtook Manan, by the way. Manan did not have the best of the runs after navigating through the hairpin. And that's Abhi into P8. Okay, let's watch another shot. Oh yeah, he's missing an end plate on the left hand side. So
I think he might have to pit for a change. And Nova sets another fastest lap at 39.8. I don't think anyone's in the 39th aside from him.
Yeah, let's have a look at the fastest lap. Yeah, everyone is in the 40s. The fastest lap after... Oh, VFix gets a time penalty. So everyone fighting for that podium position right now. Racing Gupta, VFix and Redstone Dub. All of them have time penalties. Is it all 3 seconds? Yes, it is. But you can see the fastest lap on the screen right now. Shah gets a time penalty as well. The fastest lap after Noah is VFix with 140.1. So maybe if he's in some clear air, he might get close to that. But as it stands,
VFix has... Right now, unless HVP makes a mistake, I think he has consolidated P2. So this is very well a battle for the final podium spot, and it's going to be exciting because Racing Gupta isn't exactly racing away with his position right now. Redstone might catch up to this pack sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and they have been kind of inseparable, these three, ever since they overtook Quick Killer, who has dropped off the pace a little bit. Arjun Shah, meanwhile, has made massive inroads to the gap which he has to Sid Venkatesh. So
it's all the more impressive considering that he's driving with a broken front wing.
Yeah,
right
with
now.
a broken front wing, absolutely. So as it stands, it seems like Arjun might overtake Sid Venkatesh, and that will mean Sid Venkatesh will start on pole. And you know what? Sorry to cut you off there, Jin. I think it is time for inters for sure. Look at that. Look at how much the track is trying.
But there's no intermediate.
Oh, there's no inters. Yeah, I forgot. So this is what they're stuck on. But the track is drying massively. Here goes VFix. Can he catch up?
To the inside, so that VFix has to compromise his run to turn one. I don't think he's close enough to make a move right now.
Yeah, he is not close enough. So this lap VFix has to stay behind.
And Arjun Shah has caught up to Sid Venkatesh, and Redstone gets a 3 second. I think it's his second one, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is the second one.
On the straight, Arjun Shah is in Sid's slipstream, pulls to the inside, not close. Can he get him under braking right now? And the answer is no, he can't. Sid just, Arjun right there. Beautiful on the accelerator, right on the throttle. They make slight contact, and Arjun gets another 3 seconds for it. But
I think that was his first 3 second. Oh, he loses it completely. Oh, that is so unfortunate, and he'll lose more positions now. He's just stationary there. Is he dead inside? What? Okay,
I think he was waiting for cars to go by, so he wouldn't hamper anyone.
Oh yeah, there he's back on the track now. But all the hard work which it did, that was a good overtake, probably a clean overtake as well. I'm not sure if they banged wheels or not, but they kept it clean for the
slight contact, but the corner where Arjun spun had nothing to do with the contact.
Yeah, that's absolutely that's correct. But yeah, he's back in P11. That's around where he came out after his drive-through, and is probably not going to start in the top 8 at least as HVP. What a lap, 39.3. We were wondering if anyone can get in the 39s, and there you have the answer, Jin.
I think the track is improving. I think the track's improving by quite a lot. I think we might see a 38 fastest lap in the 138s.
Yeah, and what I want to see is, are we going to see any dry running? Arjun Shah gets another 3 second time penalty, so he is not having the best of the laps.
I think a dry running is kind of out of the question because there's not enough laps left.
9 laps are left, so let's see. It's still raining, so that's probably why I tend to agree with you that we might not see any dry running. But if it stops raining, we might be. Well, let's see when it stops raining first. It's still raining considerably right now, so because there are no intermediate tires, we have to settle for the wet tires. But the top two are an absolutely league of their own. But Racing Gupta and VFix, despite having so many battles, still within.
Racing Gupta has just pulled away from VFix over the last few laps because the gap has gone from under a second to 1.4 right now, 1.5. So I think VFix is losing time.
Yeah, VFix is losing time. He tried to go for a move on Racing Gupta into turn 1. Didn't really work out for him. Arjun Shah meanwhile has overtaken Abdul Samad, so that's P10 for the HWA driver, if I got that right.
It is right. That's correct.
Once again, let's see how far he can get up to. He has 5.7 seconds gap to Manan, who is on the same.
I think he should be able to catch up to Manan in, I'd say, about 3 laps.
Let's see, he seems to be one of the fastest people on the track right now, despite his end plate missing. So we'll keep an eye out on that.
Very unfortunate to get a safety car drive-through under the VSC, but
yeah, the game does catch you out sometimes. I've seen plenty of times in the recent past where people get drive-through just when the VSC is ending. So maybe there's something broken in terms of the coding of the delta. I know that the publisher's name is Codemasters, but I think there's something off here. I don't completely buy the logic that so many people are messing up their delta times or managing their delta not very effectively. So
I
probably
mean,
something.
I discovered a new glitch yesterday in the game wherein even if you're under the delta, it can still give you a drive through. So it could be one of those as well.
Oh, was that what happened to you yesterday?
Yes, the game said that I had 10 seconds to go to reduce my delta, and I was in the positive by then, and then I got a drive through, which I wouldn't have realized had Manan not pointed it out yesterday. So the game works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, at least you didn't disqualify, or you weren't disqualified because you didn't serve your drive-through. But another battle which has been brewing over the past lap or two is Abhi versus Sid Venkatesh. Abhi has closed down the gap quite a bit as HVP puts in another fastest lap in the 38s now. So Noah just managing tires right now. You think he's just letting them probably breathe?
I just think he's coasting right now because he doesn't have to take any risks whatsoever. Neither does HVP. So I think both of them are just coasting right now. And in the last 3 laps, who knows? We might see an absolute monster of a lap from either of them.
Yeah, absolutely agree. 7 laps to go. Arjun Arun Shah with another time penalty. I think at this point he just wants to go as fast as he can. Oh my god, the gap is 1.6 seconds. He just closed on 4 seconds in 1.5 laps, I think. So you did say 2 laps, but that is the most accurate AWS I've ever seen in my life. Well, Abhi is still behind Sid Venkatesh. Was not close enough or run out of straight this time around.
He will try to make a move this lap around. I think he's going to wait for the start-finish straight, but with slipstream, I think you have to be around 3 tenths behind someone.
If he gets a good run here, he might not want to wait until start-finish straight. He might just put a move dive down the inside.
Gets a mega run
the yellow flag. Redstone is retired. Is it going to be a safety car? And it is. I have just jinxed it. And there you go. Now we'll see some lot of action because the cars will be bunched up in the likes of Sid Venkatesh and Abhi and Manan, and of course Arjun Arun Shah can close up. Quick Killer gets
a 3-second time penalty under the safety car. So I'm not sure about that. I may have a very busy week as a steward trying to remove 3-second time penalties because the track limits on this track are a bit broken. So.
Yes, absolutely. On this track, especially, they are broken. Is anyone going to pit? I don't think there's.
Pulled into the pit.
Oh, we have pitters. Okay, and it's still raining, so maybe it makes sense. It's a long pit stop. Quick Killer will gain on both of them if he stays out. It's soft tires for Racing Gupta, and it's a wing change for VFX. Oh, it's a wing change for him.
That's why he was losing so much time.
Yeah, and it's going to be medium tires for VFX. Oh, this is a long pit stop. I'm not sure if this was necessary. Quick Killer has pulled into the pits as well, and he is going on another set of hards, or rather wet tires, but he has a wing change as well. Racing Gupta has exited in P3 on the softs, Jen.
So it's a huge gamble taken by them considering the rain is still falling. Has the game glitched them out? Has the game given them dry tires when it's wet weather?
Oh, I think that is what could have happened here. If that is the case, it's unfortunate, and that brings the likes of Sid Venkatesh and Abhi into the fold.
Even Manan for that matter is
Even Manan for that matter, you're right.
Because Sid, Abhi and Manan don't have any penalties whatsoever. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it pans out. Shah, meanwhile, I feel bad for Shah. He's 2 minutes behind. Is he actually on track? Oh yeah, there he comes up track right now. The game gave me such an angle on Shah wherein it looked like his car wasn't on the track.
Okay, but you know what? Not sure if he has enough time, but if the game lets him catch up, he is going to be right there along with everyone else. Arjun Arun Shah has pitted on the softs, so 3 people on the dry tires.
Dry compound tires.
I'm not entirely sure this is a glitch, but it's still raining. It's still there are spits of rain. The track is. I don't think the track is anywhere near.
But here is the. But let's see. I think this restart should tell us everything we need to know. If Gupta spins off at turn 1, then we know that it's not the right choice.
Yeah, I mean, it could look like a masterstroke, or it could look absolutely ridiculous. It's just one of those two things. There's nothing in between. And wow, what a few last laps we have for this race. And we have a 25% sprint race as well upcoming.
We have a sprint race coming up.
So
yeah, those of you DNF, please don't leave the lobby. Otherwise, you may miss out on the chance to score some points during the weekend.
Absolutely. So I'm excited now to see what Abhi and Sid and Manan can do. Abdul is in the pits as well. And Abdul gets a 5-second. Oh, did not slow down enough. And while he might have... Let's see what tires is going on. It's a long pit lane and he has to... Can see his pit crew in distance. Let's see what tires these are. It's not going to be a front wing change, and these are full wet tires, I think. Okay, so it's full wet tires. And yeah, there's no position loss for him, but he has gained, or rather he has got a 5-second time penalty, which will be added to his final race time. So the field is still nowhere near bunching up. You can see Racing Gupta in P3 is 20 seconds behind HVP in P2. So that's how spread up the field was. Alright, so for people who are watching, just let us know what do you think about the final few laps of this race. Do you think people who have pitted on the soft tires, do you think it's the correct decision right now? I'll go on board with Racing Gupta. And Jin, you know what, I don't think it's raining anymore.
Yeah, it stopped raining from the looks of it. So if Nova and HVP do pit right now, they will lose a lot of positions, and then they'll have to do what I like to call the Lewis Hamilton drive, where you charge from the back and try to finish in highest order.
Yeah, but they don't have enough laps. Manan is pitting. I think Shah pitted as well. Oh, Manan, please don't pit for wets.
No, Shah just went out of the pits. And
yeah, he's on the dry tires. Kilvil Pandey on the dry tires as well. Medium for Manan, but not softs. That is a bit surprising. So as for VFix as well, maybe they think that the track is still drying, so maybe the harder of the two compounds might be the more suitable to the conditions. But we'll know soon enough.
That's what would work, because the softer of the two compounds fires up faster, so you'll get temperature easier in the softer compounds. Maybe they pit on the they pit on the harder compound to ensure that the tire doesn't fall off that much in the last 4 laps.
It's hardly, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not enough laps for the tire to drop off, so I'm not sure if that is a concern or whatever. But
I'm not
either
I'm not seeing any spray from anyone.
Alright, so safety car is in this lap. Sorry, Jen. Safety car is in this lap. So
and Nova controls the safety car restart. So let's see. We'll get to know in about. I'm gonna wager on about, let's say, 30 seconds whether staying out on the wets or going to the dries is the right call.
We'll know soon enough. Let's go on board with racing. Let's go on board with Sid Venkatesh rather, and see what's going to happen. It's Noah's call when to pit. He is, well, Sid is having a
I think he's going to take it all the way to the line.
Yeah, that's probably the smartest thing to do.
Or has he started speeding up?
Has he gone? I think he has.
I think he has started speeding up.
Yeah, Kilvil Pandey is the lapped car. VFix has overtaken Abhi there. What happened to Abhi? Abhi's in the pits. He's pitting for dries. But Racing Gupta, he is absolutely charging here. Does not close up enough. But Arjun Shah, let's see what happens to him. Oh, they are still rounding up the final corner. So let's go on board with Racing Gupta now. He is battling with
HVP. He's battling him quite close.
And he will have the run on the inside leading up to the hairpin.
And he should have the grip as well to get it done. And Gupta has taken the lead. So going on the dry is absolutely the right call. Nova struggling as well.
Nova has lost the lead. Nova has lost the lead. So what a master stroke from Racing Gupta. VFix has overtaken Sid Venkatesh, and he might be the next person to get through HVP and Nova, both of them 3 laps on a completely bone dry track. What are Nova and HVP going to do here?
They have to stay out. Even if they pit right now, they don't have enough laps to make it up. If anything, I think being in the lead hurt them because they didn't want to take a gamble. The people behind them had nothing to lose. They took a massive gamble on things. And as it stands right now, for a guy who's looked so good in the lead of the race in Nova West, interchangeable conditions are his downfall.
Yep, and VFix dancing around the outside has taken P2, Nova in P3.
And the gap is increasing so much per lap. Look at that, it's 1.2 seconds, it's 1.5.
What is Nova going to do? Nova is in the pits, HVP in the pits as well. Yeah, Sid Venkatesh.
Sid stays out. Both of them got Nova and HVP both got a 5-second penalty.
Did Nova get one as well? I saw HVP get one.
Nova and HVP both got a 5-second penalty.
So that is the commotion which has happened. Sid Venkatesh has stayed out.
Malav, I don't mean to jinx it, but this very well could be Racing Gupta's first ever win in IRL.
Well, why did you say it right now is my question. Arjun Shah has overtaken both Nova and
I think
HVP.
I think by the next lap, in the next lap and a half, he should make up ground on
Manan has overtaken Nova as well. Whoa. Oh, Abhi has as well. Nova is coming out in P7 right now.
And with a 5-second penalty.
With a 5-second penalty to his name. So, and a 3-second. Oh my god.
It's all going wrong in the last 3 laps of
Nova West. Absolutely. It has absolutely gone completely wrong for him.
Gupta's just pulling out so much. So, VFix, I think, made the right call to go on the dry tires, but he chose the wrong
yellow
compound.
flag. Is that Shah? It's not Shah. Who is it? Is it Quick Killer? It is Quick Killer who has lost it. Yes. I'm just monitoring the gap between Arjun Shah and Sid Venkatesh, and Arjun Shah has taken out 8 seconds.
Is he letting Nova pass? From the looks of it, yes, he is. Nova gets past. DRS has been enabled as well. So now, I think the top 2's decided. Sid Venkatesh is still out trying to muster those mediums.
You know what? Arjun Shah is going to catch him by sector 2. That's how slow the full wets are. I can't believe this decision to just stay out for long. There's no way he's going to get that podium, Sid Venkatesh, unless someone makes a mistake. HUP is on the back of Abhi, and HUP will get DRS probably on the main straight. We'll have a look. Or was it activated on this lap? Yeah, so he will not have DRS, but he will have a lot of straight line speed. There goes HUP on the back of Abhi. He had a dry setup on, and that is HUP into P7, but still not nowhere enough.
Is closing in.
He is so fast. He might even get the podium here despite his 9 seconds time penalty, because that's how fast he is. Let's go on board with Arjun Shah. Let's hope these two make it keep it clean, because it is different tire compounds. Sid Venkatesh does very well to not cause any concerns or
issues. The good thing about Sid is that I don't think Manan has enough of the track left to catch up to him. So this
he can. He definitely can, because Manan, well, he's battling Nova West right now. Nova West round the outside has taken the position, but Nova now with a 5-second time penalty. So
and
basically,
Shah sets the fastest lap.
Shah sets the fastest lap. What's going on? Nova has to basically gain 11 seconds on Sid on the last lap, which I think is very much possible right now, as it stands.
We are on the last lap, and they are
coming up. We are indeed. Look at Nova, 3.5. The gap is just tumbling down right now. Sid Venkatesh, only person on the wet tires, is struggling big time here. And Nova
has made up the ground already. Look at that. He's going to get him by turn 1 at this rate.
Not turn 1. Let's not be that. It's not going to be that ridiculous. Manan and HUP are fighting, by the way, and HUP has made a move. Are those teammates fighting? I'm not entirely sure.
No, they are not teammates. It's Shah and Manan who are teammates.
Oh, Shah and Nova West has passed Sid Venkatesh. Just you can see in the distance, Nova West has passed Sid Venkatesh, and now he has 8 second gap.
Can he? I mean, he does have a significant gap, but he just needs to gain enough time on Arjun to finish in that P3 slot.
Yeah, so Arjun has 9 seconds of penalties, Nova has 8. So I'm not sure that's going to happen because Nova has to catch him or by what 8 seconds. Sid Venkatesh,
Yeah.
by the way, has been overtaken by HUP as well.
And Manan is now behind Sid Venkatesh, so Manan should get this position done as well.
I think this is
Meanwhile,
going to be
Racing
the
Gupta
master.
has crossed the line in
Oh
P1.
my god, Racing Gupta, we have completely forgotten about him. Manan is trying to make a move on Sid Venkatesh, has not worked out just yet. And Manan is getting. Oh, is this. Oh, that's a small contact and Abhi. Abhi just makes it way around. Oh no, Abhi is still behind. But these were still going back. Oh, this is getting a little bit nasty here. And there you go, Sid Venkatesh. Yeah, he's
that was very feisty right there. I would have just waited for the start finish straight and overtaken Sid.
But it was the last lap, and Manan is finally through. He's probably going to. Oh, Noah gets a 5 second. Yeah, that's for the speeding in the pit lane, but Manan and Abhi are going to be the people in P6 and P7. Noah also gets the fastest lap of the race, and Sid Venkatesh, that is the master plan, Jin, is going to start the sprint race from pole position. So he knew all along what will happen, and I remember the last season of F2, there were so many races where he used to start on the front row, and once again he has somehow landed up in P8 and is going to start from pole. But what a race we have had. Racing Gupta and VFX spent a lot of time battling for the last podium positions. Little did they know that there will be an opportunity to take the race win, especially for Racing Gupta, his first win in any format in Indian Racing League. But don't go anywhere, we still have a sprint race coming up.
That was a very interesting race. Changeable conditions, it had everything you'd want in a chaotic opener.
Oh, absolutely. Changeable conditions, love it. Absolutely love it. And thank God for some dry running at the end. We got to see a lot of overtakes and also different strategies. But ultimately, it was the master stroke from Racing Gupta and VFix. Oh, and it's raining in Park for me. That is just that's just typical. But there you have it. The final race classifications: Racing Gupta, VFix, and Arjun and Ucha on the podium. Noah West, who led the race pretty much from start until the safety car period in P4 with HUP in P5. Manan and Abhi finishing ahead of Sid Venkatesh, who will start on pole, and Quick Killer and Abdul Samad round up the top 10. Shah in P11, Kill Bill Pandey, Redstone and Indie Gamer will be the people who will start from the back in the sprint race as well. Yes, Sid.
So, a massive Abdul Samad, who does get 1 point on his debut in IRL. So that's a nice effort by him. All things considered, what do you expect the sprint race to look like, considering that there's no pit stops in it, and Nova will start 4th, so he doesn't lose or gain a position because of where he finished?
Yeah, so it depends probably on the weather once again. How is it going to be? And I hope that everyone can keep it clean. We don't see those large gaps which we saw in this race. So hoping for a lot of battling and people keeping it clean. Also probably hoping for a dry race. Now I think we have seen it's overcast, but it is dry at least from the start. So 13 laps I think is the length of the race. Do you think people can take those tires till the end? So it's just mediums or is it softs?
It's the harder compound. They always give the harder compound for it. Unless the game glitches, then you get the softer compound.
Alright, so mediums it is for the race start, and people will be hoping that mediums it is till the end of the race. Unless there's a safety car and you want to probably go for a pit stop which will make you faster but might also lose track positions. We'll see in a few moments as drivers will line up on the grid and start their formation laps in a very overcast Portimao. And you know what, I won't mind if there are, or you can see some soft runners. Jin, there are a lot of soft runners except 4 people. 10 of them are on softs.
So I'm not sure if they've changed the rule about it, because I've never driven a full weekend of F2 on these cars. So has the game glitched and given some people, you know, the medium tires and some people the softs?
That would be a disaster if people have to pit.
And if you are on softs, it's tricky to see you making them last 13 laps, because I mean, you'd have to be, but they get the advantage of being blisteringly fast in the beginning. However, let's look at the drivers who are on the mediums, who are Manan, Nova West, VFix and Gupta. So they haven't lost out on much. I don't know if the game has given the rest of the grid the soft tires or if they were able to choose their tires. If they were able to, then I mean, you live with the decisions that you make. If the game has given it to you, then I can't do anything in this regard because it's Codemasters. So
well, you can sue them, but okay. So one more question for you, Jin. The people who are starting on
Yes.
softs, let's say there is a safety car.
yeah,
Do they have to pit? So because there's no mandated pit stop, they can just
yeah.
either
They
stay
can
out,
just
which
judging
might
by
not
how
be the.
how tire wear works in Portimao, it definitely they will have to pit those who are starting on softs. But if there's a VSC or a safety car, it's to their advantage because since there's no mandatory pit stop, you're not breaking any rules by pitting under a VSC or a safety car in that matter. So,
Correct.
I mean, I expect. So, for those who have started on softs, who have been given the soft tires, whether it be by choice or by accident, they have to make sure that they speed away as much as possible. Otherwise, you're gonna have a very, very tough race for your head.
Right, the formation lap is coming to a close, and you can see all the drivers on the main straight and will be eyeing their respective grid positions so they can slot their cars in. And once again, we will wait for the 5 lights. You can see everyone on the racing line right now, and there you can see some cars streaking to their right so that they can take their respective positions on the grid. Jin, do you want to take us through this race start, or should I do
All
the
right,
honors?
I will
All
take
right,
it.
great.
Waiting for the red lights to go out.
Yep.
1,
No, I don't see any. Okay, here we go.
3, 4, 5, and as they go out, we have officially started the sprint race of F2 here at Portimao, and Abhi gets a brilliant start on those going into turn 1. Oh, I thought there was slight contracted, but Abhi went wide and Sid Venkatesh takes him. So now Sid is in the lead right now, HVP in third. Arjun is making up his way up the grid. Meanwhile, I see someone who lost a bit of his front
Yeah,
wing.
that's
I'm not sure who that
Abdul.
was.
Abdul has lost a place. In fact, a lot of places. And oh, that's Arjun shot diving down the inside of Abhi.
I
And
think Gupt
Arjun.
might have had an incident because he's last right now on the timing sheets.
Yeah, Gupt
Arjun,
is last,
meanwhile,
and Arjun has
Arjun-
made a double overtake work on Abhi and Sid Venkatesh both. Abhi getting overtaken by HVP as well. So HVP into P3 already. Kilbil Pandey and Shah are fighting, and Shah seems to have taken the place, but Kilbil Pandey is fighting back. Let's see who comes out on top. As of now, Shah is in P10. HVP has overtaken Sid Venkatesh. So Sid Venkatesh, starting from pole, has already lost 2
No,
positions.
but Sid goes through with more. Can HVP? No, he can't. Sid keeps the position for now. Meanwhile, is there anything happening? VFix is quite close behind Manan. So I think he's going to try to make this move get done.
He is, and Nova West, after getting a good start, has also lost position. So something must have happened in the first sector which we could not really capture here. But Sid Venkatesh on the back of Abhi, we are on board with Abhi right now. Sid Venkatesh on HVP. Arjun Arusha has streaked away. Let's see where they break, and Abhi is trying to make it work from behind, and Quick Killer has made it work. He has gone round the outside of Abhi, and that's Quick Killer into P4.
VFix
HVP.
is now battling with Abhi right now, and it helps that VFix will be the front guy with the mediums. I think no one else on the mediums in front of him, so he has the advantage right now. All he has to do is keep pace. Oh, VFix breaks his front wing.
Is that
VFix
damage to his
just-
car?
Yes, it is.
I can
it is.
see,
He broke
yeah.
his front wing. He
Oh,
broke
the
his
whole
plate.
end plate is missing. So once again, VFix will have to be
It'll compromise
managing.
his race.
Yeah,
by
he'll
a
have to
lot.
manage broken front wing once again. And Sid
Meanwhile,
Venkatesh.
Nova is 11th right now. VFix now with a broken front wing. Does he pit or does he? I don't think he will, because as long as he stays with this pack, he should be able to keep a decent margin. However, right now, let's see. Nova is not making any moves. Neither is He's very close to making a move, but he can't. VFix, meanwhile, it doesn't look like it's costing him that much, so he's staying out for now.
And look at the gap which Arjun Shah has, watching Redstone Dub trying to overtake Sid Venkatesh right now. He's in the slipstream, pulls out to the right. Can he both of them break? Well, I think they can, but Redstone was a little bit out of place, and VFix might just take that position he has. So that's VFix fighting back into P5, and Redstone losing position. Is fighting Kill Bill Pandey right now, and this could get a little bit hairy at the hairpin. Does anyone go for a dive bomb? No, they do not, and they stay where they are. Manan and Noah West were battling. Racing Gupta and Indy Game at the back of the field
Manan
are also battling.
Noah trying to go down Manan's inside, but does he stay back for now, or does he get a better drive? No, he does.
He does right out on the outside.
What an amazing drive Noah got out of that corner.
And Abdul Samad has made his place as well on Manan. So Manan losing 2 positions in a space of a corner and a half. And Sid Venkatesh is now under more pressure from VFX. So despite that wing damage,
despite of wing damage, it doesn't look like it's affecting him that much. So I don't think he needs to pit right now. However, VFix will also have DRS. So Sid could be overtaken by VFix and KBP both. So let's see how this one goes. Going out into the start-finish straight, DRS is open, and he's inching closer and closer. Does he have the draft to make it to? No, he doesn't.
Noah West, by the way, has made it through on Abhi. So that's Noah into. I almost thought the advertising or branding was Nova, but it is Noma on his car. And here goes VFix right round the outside. Oh, what's a dive bomb there from KBP on Redstone?
KBP ends up going wide because of it, but VFix gets the move done on the outside, heading into that corner. Now he has to try to break from this group, otherwise it's gonna be just position swapping every time around.
Yeah, and up ahead, HVP has clawed up some time back on Arjun. So that battle is still not over. Noah West and Redstone Dub have changed positions.
Got past Redstone. Now next up is Kill Bill in his sights, and he's so close to getting a move done on Kill Bill as well.
Is he going for a move here? No, he does not. Stays. Does he get a tap from behind? I think he did from Redstone Dub. Sid Venkatesh is losing time. Hand over fist. I reckon. Does it have damage here? Not entirely sure, but Kill Bill Pandey will now try to make a move on Sid Venkatesh, but Noah might get both of them if he's clever here. Let's go on board with Noah. He's going to go to the right, and he will have Kill Bill Pandey. It's just enough space for both of them to make it through, and that's Noah into P6. And the next up for him is Sid Venkatesh.
I think the problem here for VFix would be when Nova gets past, he's gonna catch him up so fast, because Nova looks to have fully intact car, unlike VFix who is compromised because of his front wing. Meanwhile, Kill Bill tried a dive bomb there on Nova.
Yeah, I did see that, but that didn't really work out for him. Thankfully for him, he has still full control of his car and might not have any damage. Manan, I'm not sure what happened to him. He's down the order, and oh, Kill Bill losing his car and has lost 1, maybe more positions. Yeah, Abhi gets past as well. So Kill Bill, that uphill right-hander, has not had the best runs through it, but Kill Bill might still go around the outside of Abhi. That's a good recovery for him. Yeah, that was a good move.
As well.
Good recovery, but here goes Noah now. 4 tenths behind Sid Venkatesh. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. That's for Shah. Shah did not have
not having the best of weekends.
Yeah, as far as F2 is concerned, he did win the race in, was it Mexico? Yeah, it was Mexico. And provisionally he has, but let's see what Noah does on Sid Venkatesh.
He's staying with him in his DRS, goes down his inside, and he should get the movement easily. There's hardly anything Sid can do to defend. He doesn't have battery to deploy in this series, remember.
Oh, there's a bit of contact between Indic Gamer and Abdul Samad. But Indic might just about lose out on that, but no, he does not. Abdul completely missed his breaking point, and yeah, that's him down a position. Sid Venkatesh coming under more pressure now from Redstone Dub.
Meanwhile, can we just say how quietly Gupta has been making his way up the field?
Absolutely, he was, I think,
And Shah
P14.
has a problem there. I think he spun again.
I think he might have. He was some 10 seconds behind Manan last time I checked, and suddenly 52.
So in this lap, going into this lap, it's Gupta versus Abhi, which is the closest battle heading into sector 3. Yeah, they're in the third. They just completed sector 2. They're heading into sector 3. It's so close between Gupta and Abhi. Meanwhile, Nova is catching up, but he'll take one more lap to overtake VFix at minimum. I think Gupta can get this move done on this start-finish straight with the assistance of DRS, of course.
Oh, he's running out of road there, but he's going to go right around the outside of Abhi. Gets an excellent drive through that corner, and Shah has retired. That's in the pits. That is in the pits, so that's an unfortunate end to Shah's race, and Redstone Dub just running out of straight. Oh, he lost his car completely there. And Sid Venkatesh, was it Sid Venkatesh who lost the car? I think it might have been. And there's a yellow flag momentarily.
Right now it's Nova versus VFix. And no, VFix still keeps the position for now. However, it's either gonna be up the uphill right or on the start finish straight where Nova is gonna get VFix. Let's see, we are approaching the uphill right now, and no, the move has not been done here. So, but he's following him so closely because these cars lack the downforce F1 cars do. It generally makes a closer wheel-to-wheel racing. And Nova still, he looks like he's just waiting to attack his prey right now with the way it's going on.
Yeah, he's significantly faster than VFX. Interesting to see what the people on the softs do, especially those who haven't pitted yet. None of them have pitted yet, so this will be interesting. But Nova now on the main straight. It
and
looks
surely
almost
gets the move done. Yeah, it's a done move. If look at him, how much he's closed down already even before DRS has started. He's gonna take his slipstream, he's gonna go to the inside, and he's gonna get the move done. VFix nothing to fight back there, so now VFix might try to stay within DRS range of Nova so that when he starts closing in on the drivers in front, VFix will be there with him.
Absolutely. Sid Venkatesh, after that bit of an excursion off track, has settled in P9, but he has a very, very fast Abhi who is catching him. He's in the DRS, and Sid Venkatesh loses it at the exit of turn 4, and that is really unfortunate. No, he has not. It was a slow spin, and I'm reminded of Hungary in Division 1. That's where he had that similar kind of a spin also out of turn 1. But Sid Venkatesh, who started on pole, is down in P12. And
not a good race for Sid. The last race, his gamble paid off big time. This time around, he's struggling. Meanwhile, Nova is nearly pulled out of DRS range of VFix. He has now. So you can just see the pace Nova has compared to everyone else on the grid.
Absolutely. Arjun Shah, meanwhile, setting the fastest lap of the race. It seemed like HVP might catch him or was starting to catch him, but Arjun has pulled out
I think the front two or front three actually have not had to battle anyone. So I think starting on softs will work out, even though the game or they might have started on softs, it will work out for them because they're saving the tires really well.
Yeah, here goes Indic Gamer on Abhi. On the start finish straight, that is going to be an easy move for Indic Gamer into P9, gives Abhi the squeeze. Yeah, that was a bit of a squeeze, but leaving just about enough room for the driver who's now in P10. So that's Indic Gamer up into P9. He does have a time penalty. Sid Venkatesh is in the pits because of his excursion of the track, and Nova is within DRS of Quick Killer in a matter of a jiffy. I think it's just ridiculous how fast Nova is right now. or has been throughout the F2 seasons, whatever you have raced so far. I mean, it seems like, oh,
Oh,
Quick Killer tries a bit of a movement and a braking there, approaching that corner, and Noah is all over him once again. Probably the first time I've seen Noah a bit impatient trying to overtake a driver. He probably knows he has the pace. Well, I think HVP and Arjun Ansha are just a little bit far away, but you never know. Never write off anything from Noah, and especially if someone gets a penalty in the top two, Noah might get more than just a podium from this race. But here he goes on the main straight. It should be an easy move. There's a bit of a weaving on the straight, but nothing Noah can't handle. And that is him into P3. It was a difficult race for him. These first 9 or 10 laps did not have the best of the... Well, he did have a good start, I think. Managed to keep out of trouble, but somehow falling down the order. But he has made up positions now. And as it stands, it looking good for a podium. Let's see what happens in the last 3 laps. And he has put a purple sector 1 for good measure. So there you go, Noah in clean air. And that getting the DRS on the main straight, he might also get the fastest lap of the race.
That would be quite a feat. I mean, Nova in the beginning of the race was struggling down below, but it just seems like he gets hit with boost of speed out of nowhere. It's like those. It's like he has a nitrous oxide.
He has he has the party mode, which Mercedes used to have until a couple of years back, or allegedly used to have until a couple of years back. So 10.7 is the gap now. Well, I don't think an overtake is possible, but remains to be seen how close he can get to the likes of HVP and Arjun Ansha.
HVP meanwhile says the fastest lap, so the softs haven't worn out as much as we thought they would. So
yeah, it seems like the softs are holding just fine. And there you go, Noah with a 26.896. And to put that into context, we'll see
HVP had the fastest lap before him.
Oh, Redstone and VFix had a contact. And well, I was trying to see the fastest lap and I just saw the corner of my eye. VFix and Redstone. VFix still in P5, Redstone still in P6, was catching VFix the last couple of laps. And there's a yellow flag in sector 1. Quick Killer has retired from the session. If that, I don't think that's going to be a safety car. Might be a VSC. Just 2 laps to go after this one. But Quick Killer has retired.
It
could be nothing. But Quick Killer, yeah, I think he lost it in the same place as Sid Venkatesh did. And while we are showing fastest lap...
If I was VFix right now, I'd just give Redstone the position because he's got 12 seconds worth of penalties. So it's not worth defending in such a manner that might end up taking you out as well. So
actually, I really did not see what happened there. But fastest lap on the screen right now, and you can see Noah comfortably, 5 tenths ahead of everyone else, or 5 tenths faster than everyone else on his fastest lap. The gap is 9.7 already, but this is the battle we are watching. It's Redstone Derp on VFix once again. While it might not really change what the final classifications are, but he sure does want to get that P4 on the road.
It looks like he will. I think he's close enough to get a move done this time around. DRS open and it should be possible now. VFix doesn't fight it that hard. He's gonna just tuck in behind him.
Yeah, he does not really have to fight it. He knows he's going to get the move done, or he will get the place anyway. And battling right now are also teammates in F1 Season 5, which is Racing Gupta and Kill Bill Pandey. Different teams right now. Kill Bill Pandey with a 6-second time penalty. So Redstone will lose a place to Kill Bill and Racing Gupta. So Racing Gupta will finish P5 as it stands.
I mean, he'll finish P4. Oh yeah, P5. I forgot that VFix is there without a penalty. I mean, Gupta, I don't know what happened to him in the beginning. He did drop down to last place, if you remember correctly, Malav.
Yes, he did.
But
I think he was. I saw one car which was sideways, and I think that was him.
I think he might have been the car was sideways.
Yeah, but fortunately for him, does not seem to have any damage. So he has gotten along well in this race, and is on course to take P5, which is a strong result. And Noah, meanwhile, since we last spoke, has taken out 2.5 seconds from HVP, but still not close enough to make any sort of inroads. And while we have already started the last lap, it's Arjun Arun Shah who leads and is one lap away from taking the win in Portimao.
HVP is 1.7 behind, but I don't think any movement is happening. Any change is happening up top. That being said, HVP is cutting off 2 tenths from Arjun, but it looks like a case of too late right now.
Yeah, it is. He is catching up, but probably might have left it little too late to make any sort of inroads. And unless Arjun Arusha gets any sort of penalties, which will be jinxing it. But here goes Kill Bill Pandey on VFix. I was trying to. Oh, there's a yellow flag somewhere. Is that's cleared now? Oh, no! That's Redstone up. Completely
I think
misses.
he lost traction.
Yeah, lost traction out of the corner. And Kill Bill Pandey has overtaken VFix now. That will not
Meanwhile,
really
the
change
gap between
much.
HVP and Arjun has gone down to a second.
One more lap
Less
and
than a
HVP.
second. Less than a second now.
Yeah, but it's just two corners to go, so HVP might not really get the place.
Unless Arjun gets a compromised exit from here, I don't see HVP getting it, even though he'll have DRS.
And Racing Gupta and VFix are fighting. Meanwhile, we might miss the checkered flag once again. They still haven't wrong. Racing Gupta gets a 5-second time penalty.
3-second time penalty.
3-second time penalty. I am losing my voice right now. He's going
Arjun
to go down the inside. Arjun wins. HVP wins as HVP on the P2. Nova gets a podium. VFX and Gupta are still fighting. They're going to go side by side and going to cross the line. Let's see who finishes. Run down to the line. Oh, where is it? Oh, it was hardly 4 tenths between them as they finished. Indie Gamer gets past Redstone Derp as well, who has 22 seconds of time penalties now. And Redstone Derp, I'm not sure what he's doing because he got a lot of penalties there. He's going to finish P9. I still run out of fuel there, I'm not sure. Wow, what an ending. That was a very, very hectic end to the race. It just seemed like everything was fine and then suddenly just fireworks all around.
Quite an interesting first weekend of F2 from the looks of it, both the feature and the sprint. It was something. Arjun winning by less than a second. I feel like he might have HVP was pushing well, but all things considered, here's the final classification for the sprint. We have Arjun in P1, HVP in P2, Nova in P3. What a drive by Nova once again, and this fast lap is about 6 tenths clear of anyone else on the grid on mediums.
Yeah, that's the top 3. VFix finishing ahead of Racing Gupta, who got a penalty on the last lap, so that might go to the stewards. P6 is Kill Bill Pandey, P7 is Abhi, Indie Gamer in P8. Manan in P9, Redstone Dub got a lot of penalties in P10. Sid Venkatesh, who started on pole, a race to forget for him in P11, and Abdul in P12. Those were the finishers, and the non-finishers were Quick Killer and Shah.
Just invite, I'm inviting Gupta and VFix to the party. Can you invite Arjun?
Yeah, let me see if I can do that. Can you also invite Noah to the party? So, do we speak to only the feature race winners, or what is the format here?
I mean Gupta and VFix were P1 and P2, and Arjun won the. Arjun was P3 in the first race and won this one.
Yeah, so let's. Alright, so I'll just call Arjun there, and let's hope he joins the party. Alright. Alright, so I've invited Arjun. Let's see if he can join us.
I think he should. I think he was in the. I think all the top 3 were in the same party. So.
Yeah, they were. I'm not sure about Arjun, but definitely Gupta and VFix were in the same party.
My notifications are off. Can you just let me know when someone joins the party?
Yeah, I will, but no one has joined just yet. Is anyone planning to join the party? You have invited VFix and yeah, there he is.
Gupta is here.
Gupta is here.
I'm waiting for VFix and Arjun now.
Arjun, yeah. Alright, VFix is here as well. Let's start with Gupta and VFix. If Arjun does join in, we can have a chat with him as well.
We'll start with VFix.
Alright.
I mean, first of all, a good race from you in the feature. So talk me through what was going through your mind when you made the pit stop to change tires.
I mean, I wasn't gonna be on the podium anyway in that race unless some miracle happened, and it's the first race of the season, so you might as well risk it. Of course, I didn't risk it that much. I went on the mediums, but because I thought that this would be a track where the softs would die within 4 or 5 laps because of the nature of the track. But unfortunately, those softs took too long to even hit a moment of wear. I think even in the sprint race, nobody was even on that one softs. But yeah, I'll take that P2. It's a strategy call. Me and Gupta were in the same party, so I was like, let's just do it. And if it works, it works. So, yeah.
Also, I'd just like to ask, on the sprint race, did you have tire choice or what was it this time around?
Yeah, I did have tire choice, but I just felt that as the race kept progressing, the mediums would just become the faster tire at the end. I was keeping it fairly clean. I was ahead of pretty much everyone who I expected to be ahead of. Then I got my wing blown up in turn 3. Second time that happened. Same guy in both races. So yeah, that was annoying. And at the end, like with trying to keep up with orange wing damage and keeping up that pace, like not making mistakes, it's hard enough to not to make mistakes in F2. Especially with the ABS off, but yeah, just ran out of steam on the last 2 laps.
Alright, Malav, would you like to ask him anything?
Yeah, just on the battle with Racing Gupta on the last lap. We'll have Gupta's version as well on this. But just take us through what was happening on that last lap. I think Gupta got a time penalty as well, and in the end, the difference was about hardly 3 or 4 tenths when the two of you crossed the line, barring the time penalty. So, just take us through what happened there.
Yeah, I mean the last 2 laps were just a mess, to be honest, because the as the tire were kept going with or having orange wing damage, it just made it so difficult to just even turn the car. I think I was like 3 seconds slower than even. I mean, everyone is slower than Nova, obviously, but like to be 3 seconds a lap slower on the same tires that you started on. That was definitely not the plan heading into the race, especially since I was ahead of him for a long time. But yeah, just I tried to leave him as much space as I could at the end there, without me losing my car. And yeah, I just think that the track limits are a bit broken here in Portimao anyway. So I don't know what will come of the time penalties, but yeah, that is just my version of it.
Alright. Is Gupta with us?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, Gupta, first and foremost, congratulations on winning your first race in anything in IRL.
Didn't think it was gonna happen this way. Yeah.
Well, Gupta, a win is a win. Ask me, I know.
Oh yeah. At least I got it on track.
All right, but just take us through what was going on again. While V6 did touch upon it, because it was I mean, well, Jin was telling me that there are no intermediate tires in F2. It was drying up and the rain had also lightened up. But during the safety car, were you absolutely confident that it will dry up enough for the dry compound?
Yeah, so basically we saw, I mean, the weather forecast is given, even though it's approximate, it somehow is close to, like it represents what's gonna happen. If it says it's gonna be dry, it will be dry. It's not gonna be like dry, it won't be dry at all. So yeah, we did believe in the weather forecast, both of us. He went for the mediums. I didn't understand why he was going for that, because I thought the soft should at least last 7 to 8 laps. On the track, so yeah, hence I went for the soft, which also gave me a pace advantage. But yeah, the front two decided not to pit, and I was quite shocked that both of them didn't do it, even though they had like a 35-second gap to both me and Vifix, even after we came out of the pits. So yeah, that shocked both of us, and somehow they didn't pit, and they thought that it's still gonna stay wet, but eventually it did not. And yeah, after that it was easy sailing, just had to get safely past HVP and Nova, who were way faster than both me and Vivek. We were nowhere close. I think so. You must have seen the qualifying pace time difference. We were like 2 seconds off their pace. So yeah, I mean it was a stroke of good luck, I guess. I don't know what I can call it. I'm just happy that I won. I'm shocked as well. So yeah, that's about it for the first race.
All right, Jin, anything from you?
I mean, I did say when he got that 5-second lead on VFix in the feature race that this will be his first win in Ireland, and this time the jinx did not work. So
yeah, it turned out to be a 9-second gap eventually.
Walk us through the battle you had in the sprint race towards the end with VFix, though.
Yeah, I mean the sprint race started really badly. I guess someone spun me out. I don't know who exactly it was, so I'm not gonna take any names now. I'll look into the footage. But someone spun me out. I was like 7 or 8 seconds behind the pack. But I was shocked that I was able to even catch up to people. Overtaking was something that I didn't think it was gonna happen. But yeah, I was happy with my performance. And then in the last lap, I saw Vivix was struggling because of his broken front wing. I knew that in the party, so I thought of going for a move. I was side by side, and I mean, as Vivix already said, the track limits are really broken. So, I mean, yeah, Vivix could have just left me a tires width more, nothing more than that. I mean, he tried to keep it as fair as possible, and yeah. That's why I was pushed off the track a bit, and the game gave me 2 warnings for that, not just 1, 2 warnings.
Because there were 2 cars battling for the position, that's why. That's the logic.
I have no idea.
That's the logic.
What was that? So I'll just try to get it removed, and hopefully the P5 will turn into a P4. But yeah, apart from that, it was fun. It was a fun battle. It's just that the game just ruins the momentum, and when you enjoy racing like that, and the game just gives you penalties and warnings for weird reasons, it's just not that fun anymore.
Alright, that's it from my side as well, Malav. If you have anything additional to ask, otherwise.
No, I think I'm good. Congratulations.
Can I give a shout out?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought you would save that for the end, but yeah, good. Please go on.
Alright, I'll save it for the end. Don't you worry.
Right, I always know when you and VFix are around, there will be a lot of shout outs. But yeah, I just wanted to congratulate Gupt once again. Maiden win in IRL. And F2 also counts, by the way. So
it could have been yesterday as well.
It could have been yesterday, but that at least you got that monkey off your back, and we see you winning more races and join the likes of VFix in the stats. But yeah, great racing from both of you. Kept it clean for the most part. And congratulations to Arjun as well, who unfortunately cannot join us. But
yeah, he's
great
offline.
drive from him in both the sprint as well as feature races. With that being said, we'll wait for the shout outs and then we'll end the stream.
Bifix, you wanna go first?
Fine. I'd like to shout out Turn 4 for breaking my wing twice. Obligatory League of Sandbagger shout out, and shout out Gupta for his win in that race, because I definitely thought that those softs were not going to last for 7 laps, but apparently the softs can last for 135 laps according to according to what happened in the sprint race on this track.
Alright, well, I guess it's my time. To all the sandbaggers out there who dreamt of the impossible, you can do it too, man. I mean, yeah, it was amazing. So, I mean, shout out to everyone who believed in me in IRL. Vivek, Shah, Malav, Jen, a lot of people, Suraj as well. So yeah, well, thanks for believing in me.
All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you did. I think just one person is still watching the stream, so
Yes.
thank you. I think that would be me. That would be me. I have the stream
Thank
open
you.
on my laptop, so
Thank you everyone for who tuned in for the race. We'll see you next week, same time. Actually, a little earlier than this time, around the track of Imola.
Hopefully, Sid is ready.
Yeah, hopefully it is ready by then. But yeah, next week we come meet to you live from Imola a little earlier than this time. We faced some unfortunate delays this week, so sorry about that.
all right. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a good week ahead, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.